What's up? What's up? What is up? It's another Friday, another opportunity to get together and record the Ball Hog Sports Talk. We in the building. You know, it is the duo, the tandem in the building, myself, and I'll introduce them when we come back from the other side. But today's episode is going to go by between bad choices. We're going to have a great time. It is the summer, y'all. It'll be no other place you should want to be than right here with the Ball Hog Sports Talk. Make sure you check us out. Like, comment, share, tag a friend, tag a foe, tag anybody you know, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast. I promise you don't want to miss this one. It's gonna be lightning round. We're going fast today. A new version of how we're gonna do this. We're try to take your attention spans and make the most out of it. So make sure you get you a nice cup of coffee, pull it up. Make sure that you pour it with some love, and you can go ahead and spike it with something if you like. But with no further ado, boys and girls, cats and rats, dogs and frogs, let's go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, and stay woke. Because this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're going to give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go, 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 go.
And it's on once again. It's on, man. I get to be in front of this microphone with the man, the myth, the legend, thou who shall be intergalactically known and respected as. I don't care if you're on a different planet. You better put your chest out, recognize the Big Flow shows.
What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Do you think that people on different planets have chests? I've said they better put their chests out.
They have a chest equivalent.
Chest equivalent. Whatever they do, they better pay respect to my man, Big Flow Show. What's up, man? How's everything in the mid coast, my brother?
Man, the Middle Coast is doing well right now. Middle Coast doing well in the throes of summer. The weather is fantastic. Everything's doing good. The kids are busy. Everybody's doing their thing. You know,
they call it a summer city, man. They say Chicago's the summer city.
It is. They got.
You guys are preparing for the taste of Chicago coming up in July.
Now that's interesting because that's like something that nobody from Chicago ever goes to. You go to the taste when you're a little kid and you're just learning Chicago, and you're finding stuff to do. But I would caught dead. Even when I worked downtown, you didn't want to be caught dead in the city of the taste of Chicago. All the rookies coming out, paying $25 for $10 for $5 worth of food. No, not interested. But
about the experience, man. Today's episode is between bad choices. There are no bad choices at the Taste of Chicago. I mean, there are no bad choices. Financially bad choices.
Get the turkey leg. If you do come to Taste, turkey leg used to always be my favorite. Big brontosaurus leg. That's not the only thing that you got a lot of. Everything else, you got like a two tips, a little piece of pizza, and you got to give them all the tickets. It was trash. But
whoever came up with the idea of Taste of Chicago, shout out to them, man.
We got the
years and years back. I used to go to that Taste Chicago, baby. Had us a good time, man. Mm-hmm. But I digress. Let's hop into some sports, business, and entertainment, man, because today's episode is going by the title of Between Bad Choices. Between Bad Choices. Because if anybody watched the presidential debate last night, you've got to admit that we find ourselves in between some really bad options. So I want to ask you politically what you're going to do, because I think that is a little taboo to be asking somebody who they're going to vote for. But, man, I watched that debate, and Joe Biden looks, just be honest, man, he looks as though he's on borrowed time. We know Donald Trump and his bravado, even more so now that he is a convicted felon still running for president. So you can imagine his demeanor. We are really between bad choices, man. So I'm just going to pray for our country that we figure it out. But I found myself really disheartened last night. And for all of those out there who are participating in this political process, who found themselves watching the debate, who found themselves just as dismayed as I did, thinking how we are between bad choices. How are these the two options to become the next president or to serve in the next 4 years of the executive office? Group hug. That's about all I have, man.
I was lucky. My wife made me watch a great little show watch on Netflix or something like that, and I didn't watch any of the debate. And I was pretty excited not to watch it because the text messages flying through did not make me excited. So there. I don't know. I heard it was bad, but I'm sure it was worse if I actually watched it than what I heard.
Yeah. And look, it was also the second day of the NBA draft. I'm going to get to that, but as parents, I'm going to tee this up because this is where sports, business, and entertainment collide. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk. But we are businessmen who get together to discuss sports in an entertaining fashion, but we are also sports dads. And when I tell you I'm between bad choices right now, shout out to all of the men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated who have descended upon the city of Tampa, Florida to celebrate our 84th conclave, which is our national gathering. 84 years of gatherings described as the conclave. For all of those brothers who are down there, man, enjoy yourself. Be safe. Don't go too far because they arrest people in Florida frequently. But I find myself between some interesting choices. And none of them are bad, but all of them are bad because I got to decide. And this week, my son has, or sons and kids that I coach, there's a 7-on-7 tournament. We've got the youth national track meet. Shout out to my baby boy who got top 8 heptathlon, makes him an All-American. My oldest son ran the hurdles yesterday and then had to go to one of the basketball camps. There's 2 basketball camps, Seton Hall, and he went to Blair. There is another track meet, AAU championships, the regional qualifier. And a reason I'm saying that, not to give everybody my problems, because it's small potatoes in terms of problems, but it's to show as sports dads and as sports parents. Sometimes trying to juggle it all is damn near impossible, especially in the summer. And you find yourself feeling as though you're between bad choices. For me, the bad choice, this is my 25th year in the fraternity. I've got to decide if I'm going to be a great dad, great fraternity brother. So I feel like I'm between bad choices. Hence today's time.
Nah, those are both good choices, I would say.
I mean, whatever choice you make, right?
Well, if you look at the negative side, you're choosing
there,
not to be a good fraternity brother. You're choosing not to be a good dad. I guess those are bad choices.
Those are bad choices. I'm between them, right? Like I want to go see my line brothers.
I'm gonna go across mine the other way, and I'm gonna say you had 2 good choices this weekend.
You had 2 good choices,
and you chose the better choice, and I think you chose
so far. I think I do have a flight that I have reserved to try to get down there for a few hours, but I got to get back for my oldest son's final tomorrow in the 200-meter hurdles.
Just go and stay.
Yeah, we'll see. But I say that to say all the bros down there, Q Psi Phi today I die. Enjoy the conclave, bros. Between bad choices when it comes to the NBA draft. Just like I held my nose and I watched that debate, I felt like I was holding my nose and watching the NBA draft this year. I had to use the cheat sheet, aka Google, to figure out who most of the players were who had their names called. There was yet another Frenchman who went the number 1 pick. That's 2 consecutive years.
The number 2 pick was French too, right?
No, I think the number was he number 2?
Let me go.
Alex, whatever. He might have been number 2. The fact that we don't even know is making the point. The guy who went first though averaged 10 points and 4 assists. And while he has been considered a promising talent, that's what we're doing now. The number 1 pick in the NBA draft. You get that spot because of your promise, because of your potential, because of what you can be, not because of what you are. What
I
say
think
you,
this
man,
is.
as you watch the draft? We're gonna
I
get
thought
to
it was the
Bronny, but I want to
weakest.
start at the top first.
I thought it was the weakest, most. Yeah, SAR's from France too. The weakest,
He
most
went
last.
second.
He went second. The
Yeah.
most lackluster, uneventful draft I've seen ever. If I'm being completely honest, um, it was just weird. I'm like, Ew. I'll let my wife get the remote back at some point. Like, what you want to do? I actually watched the whole
She
first
probably
round.
was so confused. Like, wait a minute, you giving me the remote back?
Take it, man. Change it. I don't know. The first, then number Reed Shepard. He went number 3. That was the
From
dude,
Kentucky. Yep.
the Kentucky guy. He came off the bench.
Yeah, but he had a great career. I mean, they both did. Right? Rob
He's
Dillingham,
number
the other
3. He came
Kentucky
off the
player,
bench.
went in the top 10, also came off the bench. That's how
Stephen
talented
Castle,
Castle, yep, ball
UConn.
player. From
Ron
UConn,
Holland,
the
the
6'5"
third, a
guard.
G League guy. He went 5th.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on, man.
I knew some of the names, the names because I paid close attention. As my son is getting older, I'm paying closer and closer attention to the March Madness games. And so I knew some of the names. It just felt very uneventful. For an NBA draft, these guys are living the dream of all dreams, especially on a day that OG Anunoby breaks the bank. You look at some of the contracts, these second contracts, right? And OG did a great job for the New York Knicks. But I think he's getting like $62 million a year. Or, no, it's 40. What's he getting? He's getting an astronomical amount of money per year. I think it's $46 million a year. I think might have messed it up. But we should have been dialed in because that is the gateway to get there, the draft, and it seemed pretty anticlimactic throughout the entire night. Do you think that, like, because the NFL draft is the opposite? You dial in. Is the NBA draft going to be something that they don't even televise anymore soon?
Yes, I mean NBA draft is going to be internationally televised, so we can be mad and talk about it because we're talking about it, and then the people overseas. France got about 5-6 first rounders, right? They had about 5-6 dudes. I didn't know they hooped like that in France, but I guess they hooping now. I guess everybody's really happy with how the rookie came, but it's crazy. It's very crazy. Now we have
$42 million to OG Anunoby. $42 million. So I gave him an extra 20. $42.5 million a year. But go ahead.
Yeah. So let's get to the
elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, Mr. Second round draft pick himself.
The 55th with the 55th pick at this NBA draft, the LA Lakers pick the son to the man who my man Big Flo Show thinks is the greatest of all times.
One of them.
Also known as Bronny, also known as a dude that took somebody else's spot, also known as what are we doing here? Also known as all the AKAs apply to this pick. Like, what the hell did we just watch? We got fleeced. The 55th pick of the NBA draft goes to Bronny James, who was fresh off of, thankfully, overcoming a cardiac situation.
He was just
but off a very pedestrian freshman year at USC where he didn't play a lot of games. When you look on paper at his height and his stature, he does not stick out at all. And he is now NBA draft pick.
They say LeBron got his first scandal. He's sleeping with his teammates' mama. Come on, Brian. You went this long without a scandal?
What do you think, man? I mean, as dads, as sports dads, I started there. Let's get back to that. As a dad, you got to be happy to see that he's got that much cachet and that much pull. I don't want to make it just about LeBron because it diminishes Bronny's hard work. It diminishes Bronny's story of coming back from the cardiac event. So let's acknowledge that up front. Bronny James can play basketball. Bronny James was a McDonald's All-American. Bronny James has worked really hard on his game. But Bronny James, having said all of that, is in a very big group of people that have done all those things and probably should not have been drafted. Fair?
Yeah, I just say it speaks to LeBron's. Jordan couldn't get none of his sons drafted.
Say that again.
Jordan couldn't get none of his sons drafted.
Man, Jordan's son was too busy.
And Michael Jordan owns a basketball team, and he couldn't get none of his sons
That's
drafted.
Excellent.
So you might have to say LeBron is
55th pick.
Let's make LeBron the GOAT.
55th pick. That makes him the GOAT. I'll give you that. That makes him the GOAT. The fact that he had that much influence, that much cachet. From a Lakers,
he's so good. They wanted 2 dudes named LeBron James on the team.
LeBron James. From a Lakers perspective,
both of them.
What does this do? Now, the nostalgia of seeing a dad being able to be on the court with his son. God bless him. You think of Ken Griffey, but Ken Griffey Jr. was already
that dude
is going to be one of the greats. No one is saying that LeBron James is going to be one of the greats. So,
there was a lot of wagers that he was going to be the first pick in the draft. People actually put money. I wish I had a casino at that time. They were saying he'd be the first pick in the draft. It was like a lot of action going that way.
No, you can get away with using a second round pick in the NBA for something like this, right? This is a good story.
Have your draft, have whoever you were going to draft with the second pick, have him on standby.
LeBron is going to play in the preseason this year for the mere fact that they can get that moment of him on the court with his son. From a Lakers perspective, let's grade it from a decision.
Trash.
How do you grade this decision to use your 55th pick on Bronny James?
Trash. But I think if you pick the draft to do it, nobody really seemed like nothing sexy was going on. Go ahead and get you a little second round pick. Pick him up. There's a lot of snubs, though. You keep looking around the room and you start seeing snubs. There's a guy named Boo Buie from Northwestern. He led Northwestern to like a Big Ten championship, if you think about it, last year.
Point guard?
Yes.
Combo guard. All right.
Combo
so
guard.
Arguably could have been the 55th pick by the LA Lakers. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Put it this way. Better than Bronny. Let's just say that. Whatever you think Bronny's gonna do position-wise, he's a better choice.
My guy, Mark Armstrong, who's from where I live now, in this part of New Jersey, went to Villanova, did a lot of things on the FIBA stage, international USA basketball, didn't get drafted. Mm-hmm. You could name a lot of point guard, combo guard guys that were in the conversation and did not get drafted. Yet
Giannis's
got
brother
his name
got
called.
picked up.
Who's that?
The Greek Freaks brothers on Milwaukee. Nobody's tripping.
They didn't use a pick.
Him
the 55th, a pick is currency when it
Bronny's
comes
not
to,
on the team yet.
Say that again.
Him on the team. Him got a ring.
He does.
Benson.
I'll grant you that. That's a very good comparison, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody needs that spark plug guy off the bench. And again, they didn't use a draft pick on him. This is just specific to the draft. You could have got LeBron James Jr., Bronny, by just signing him. And, at the end of the draft, you have more options. You get to decide, as did I for NFL, you get to decide which team you go to. So it ain't like Bronny wasn't going to be available after the draft ended.
You never know. It was bring your kid to work day yesterday, from what I heard.
Say that again.
It was bring your child to work day yesterday.
I like this. My man Crump. I'm going to read the whole thing because I like that. Why now are we concerned with nepotism? Seth Curry got an opportunity because of his last name. Seth Curry was shooting that cheese, man. Seth Curry did his thing at Duke. Seth Curry's biggest mistake is being Steph Curry's brother. But Seth Curry can play, right? Seth Curry can play. Like, he can flat out play. He's had like moments where up for sixth man of the year type moments in his career where you would mention him in those discussions. He never won it, but you mentioned in those discussions. He's made play. Seth Curry can play. He said Giannis' brother got opportunities, as you mentioned, because of the last name. The countless GM and coach who have hired their sons to provide opportunities. Why is this situation where we choose to scrutinize? I guess it's just because we were, to answer the question, I know he's asking it rhetorically. What's up, Crump? I met one of your homeboys at this camp yesterday too. But I guess the reason we're scrutinizing this one more than most is because we have waited with anticipation. We have given LeBron James Jr., let's call him Bronny as everyone else does, we gave him our undivided attention throughout AAU, throughout Sierra Canyon, throughout the recent brief time at USC, the McDonald's All-American. We've given him our undivided attention, and we've given him every opportunity to show us that indeed he is what his dad, LeBron James Sr., says he is. Because he talked about him being better than a lot of the current NBA players. I'm just not sure he passed that test, if I'm being honest. And that's not being a LeBron hater, because I do have LeBron hater in my blood since he left the Miami Heat. That's not my LeBron hater coming out. That's just me being honest. I gave him every opportunity to show me what he could do. There's no way that I thought his name was going to get called in this NBA draft after that rookie or freshman year he had at USC. Tell me I'm wrong, because you're a LeBron fan. Tell me I'm wrong. Look, if you ever gonna get the invite to the LeBron James family cookout, here's your time to die on your sword. Tell me why Bronny should have been drafted. You better die on the sword, or you ain't gonna get that doggone family reunion cookout.
I'll tell you this: how many players could die at practice and still get drafted the next year?
Only you can make me laugh about something.
You know what I'm saying? How many people would they say they didn't draft him because he has a heart thing?
I don't think he died, man.
He died. He died. Him died. Cardiac arrest. He died. You dead. If you don't get the heart started again, what's up? They have to undead you. You know, every night you got to do the words. You got to un everything. You can't just. What is it with the words? I'm not going to go on this tangent too much, but all the words we got to do this unalived. That's what they say when kids commit suicide over here. He unalived himself. He killed himself. Shit. Well, we got to come up here with all these new words. But he was undead. He was a zombie. They got him back, and he got drafted.
So you think that's the reason? That you look at toughness.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not mad at LeBron because that's my guy, and he got his son drafted. Fuck y'all, everybody who's pissed off. They're gonna draft my son. You know, there was a certain donor at Notre Dame who got his son a full scholarship on the football team, but he had already donated like $1 billion to the school. But you're going to scholarship my son, though. You're going to honor him. He's going to sign and everything. I might give you all the money on the backside. We're going to do it. So I don't have no problem with LeBron getting his son drafted. That doesn't bother me none. That's fantastic. Because the second round, who was the second round pick last year for the Lakers? You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the second round pick is worth mentioning because he is from recent years. 2014, the number one second round pick is obvious. That's the Joker. He was picked number 41. In that same draft, you had Jeremy Grant, who's balled out Jordan Clarkson. In 2015, you had Montrezl Harrell, Team Trez in the house, 32nd pick. That's barely second round. All right. But then you had Josh Richardson, Normal Powell in that draft. 2016, Malcolm Brogdon was the highlight of the second round. 2017, Dylan Brooks. 2018, you had Jalen Brunson, MVP caliber year this year, got paid. Mitchell Robinson.
What you're saying is LeBron James Jr., Bronny James might be the MVP. He might be a star. We just don't know because we didn't know about those other guys. We would have doubted that. Although Brunson was a goon.
A goon out of Villanova. We can't compare those two.
Won a chip.
A goon won a chip.
I don't know, man. Maybe Bronny. But look at some of these first round picks that we had that didn't even play.
Because you've got to factor in that 20% now of international players that are going to get an opportunity. All right. Yep. You have 2 in the top 5. All right. And then there was a third one early. But you had the 2 Frenchmen. You had a guy you had a Serbian in the first round. And there was another international player.
A lot, man. Bunch there's like 6 guys from France.
All right, so
some guy only averaged 2 points.
Bronny got drafted 56.
God bless you.
I like that. I like that. That was LeBron's whole reason for playing this long, to play with his son. LeBron got what he asked for. Let's see how it pans out. I'm not gonna be a detractor of Bronny James. I feel as though there's so many people on that boat.
How does Bronny feel about it? How do you think he feels? Do you think he
Bronny?
You think he act like he was, oh my God, they picked me?
Well, they showed the video, and I gotta be honest, he didn't look happy enough to me, and I couldn't tell if he was more disappointed that it took that long to get his name called because he expected to hear his name called earlier, or it was the reality that the whole world knows you got your name called because of your dad. If I get a job because of my dad,
that's fantastic.
I don't care. My dad, look, I'm Uncle Willie's son, baby. The jobs I can get because of my dad, we ain't gonna talk about here on the air. My dad's a hustler, baby. Willie D. So my dad ain't walking me into no jobs. But you gotta respect that he got a job because of his dad. It is what it is.
Fantastic.
I'll give you final word on it. Then I gotta get to this U.S. trials, man, because I saw something that really messed me up. And then we're gonna get out of here today. We're gonna be a brief one today. So y'all stick with us. I'll give you fantastic. Bronny James does what with this opportunity, and going to prove that it's not a bad choice.
I think he's gonna hit a couple good threes. He's gonna make the squad. He's gonna hit a few threes. He can shoot.
You think he's gonna make the squad?
Yeah,
absolutely.
No way they're gonna cut him. They'll cut AD before they cut him. But I think he's gonna serve his purpose. Him and his dad are gonna go. Dad's gonna drive the lane and kick. And he's gonna hit a couple good threes. Every time if he missed 3 in a row, though, it's gonna be a problem. But we'll see. I'm rooting for him.
I like that comment too, man. Advocating for an opportunity for his son. The dad can get your foot in the door. He will have to work to keep his spot. True. So look, I always laugh when people say daddy ball, daddy ball. Any dad that is volunteering their time, putting their neck out on the line, coaching, doing whatever they need to do in order to put their son in a better position, God bless him. Times I need to be a little more disciplined about making sure my chick, because I'm tough on my kids. I can't be mad at LeBron. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Bronny. Shout out to Savannah. Her son got drafted. Right? Shout out to the whole James family. And I hope it works out. Now, when it comes to the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, Jenny Buss, and the decision makers, you really were between two bad choices. You don't draft LeBron, James Jr., Bronny. You got egg on your face, and you got to answer to the cash cow who is quickly deciding how he's going to retire. You do decide to use the 55th pick on Bronny James, and the Laker faithful and those who really analyze basketball are going to be watching very closely. The Lakers were in between two bad choices. Let's see what they did.
I bet you it's free because I bet you LeBron takes a little less on his contract. His next contract for now.
You think he's gonna share a little bit? Shave a little bit off the top. Shave a little bit off the top, man. Give my son some.
Yeah.
You can just get off the bottom, man. Give your son some at the crib. That's a direct deposit. You know what I mean? That's a wire. You ain't got
taxed twice. We got taxed twice.
Look, I'll say this because I want to at least put it in the universe. And to be real and authentic, the only challenge I have with it is that someone did not get their name called because Bronny James got his name called. And that's the challenge I have with it. You talked about the Northwestern kid. I talked about Mark Armstrong from Villanova. There is a bunch of young men who probably deserve to hear their name called that won't get their name called. And that's the only challenge I have with it.
Last I'm going to say on it is there's a gentleman named Tyler. What's his name? Marquette guard Tyler Kolek. They said he would have got drafted, but he got a 7 on the Wonderlic test. They said he can't read. He can't read.
Do we know
Marquette, man? You know what they used to cheer? We used to play Marquette, and I hate this type of snobby shit because in high school we used to do. So we had a team that said that. But every time we would get beat by Marquette at Notre Dame, we would chant "Indy rejects," and that's unfair. But it is true to an extent that everybody who goes to Marquette applied to Notre Dame and didn't get in. I think that's probably true. Would you think that's fair? If you wanted to go to Marquette,
just because it being in the Midwest, it's probably large enough.
And the Catholic, it's a religious school in the Midwest, and you figured you wanted to go to Notre Dame and you couldn't. Either you didn't apply because you didn't think you could get in, or you applied and they told you we got a street down the street, our little brothers. But anyway, how do you have a 7% Wonderlic score and you played at Marquette, and Marquette still considers themselves an institution of higher learning? I'm just gonna let that out there. That doesn't need to be answered. Rhetorical. Just how.
Hey man, Wonderlic, man, they threw a curveball. You could guess all the answers and get better than 7%, probably. Anyway, that was the NBA draft. We were between bad choices in terms of what to watch yesterday. Second round of NBA draft, presidential debate. Oh, wait a minute, there's a good choice. It was a good choice. It was the U.S. Olympic trials. U.S. Olympic trials, my girl, Athing Mu fell. I don't know if you saw it.
No,
but
he got drafted. I stand corrected. The Trailblazers said, "I don't care if you can read. I'll pick you anyway." I'm sorry, he got picked up. Mr. Wonderlic, yeah, Mr. Wonderlic. He can't read his contract, but he got picked up.
Athing Mu, the 800-meter star, gold medalist, promising bright future in U.S. track and field. She fell in the middle of the 800 in the U.S. trials, eliminating her from contention to make the team. I think the U.S. selection process is crazy because of the possibility of something happening like that. We are not going to send the odds favorite to win the 800-meter gold medal because she fell in what is essentially a ceremonial qualifier for somebody that talented.
I know, because like in track, if you run a certain time in track in Illinois, I think you automatically qualify for state, whether you do it in the regionals.
They've got qualifiers. They have parameters that you have to meet to make the Olympics. So that is
true. Like if you run like a certain score in, like, let's say the regional or the conference meet, you're automatically a state bid, I believe.
Yeah. I think the U.S. selection committee, or our process, has to be revised. I think Athing Mu would be the perfect catalyst and the reason to revise it. I don't think it's going to happen this year. But to know that the U.S. is going to essentially give away a gold medal because Athing Mu fell is tragic. We're between bad choices, and the three women that made it, God bless them, hats off to them, but they can't even begin to carry her bags when it comes to the 800 meters, and they're going to be representing the U.S. in the 800 meter in Paris. Seems unfair to me. We're between bad choices. I think that the U.S. should either always have one at-large pick that they can insert for situations like this, for injuries that won't be ready in time, injured runners that won't be ready for time. Ball Hog Sports Talk is on the job. We're going to figure out how to revise this selection committee. And then that's it. Any final words, man? Parting words. Quick show today. In and out. It's been sports. It's been business. It's been entertainment. This is your Ball Hog Spotlight moment. You got the ball at half court. The lights are on you. We need a bucket. What you got, my man?
That's very interesting. Looking forward to AAUs now. Not AAUs, I take it back. Volleyball, JVAs, I think is what it is. We're going to Vegas. Vegas, baby, Vegas. Baby girl's going to go play. We're going to be out there next week over the 4th of July. So anybody in Vegas on the 4th of July, let me know. Big Flo's going to be in the building. Be coming to you live from a hotel room in Vegas next week. And normally I don't disclose, but this is one of those times I got to disclose. I got 3 pit bulls at the house, so if you try to come by the house, it's gonna be bad. But that's what we're gonna do. That's my moment, man. Shout out to everybody there. So we'll see.
Good luck to her, man. And I'll go out with this. I like that Mark says too many people think things have to be fair instead of just taking the best as it pertains to Athing Mu. And we all see the AAU basketball. We've been practicing for months. We get to a tournament and a coach flies somebody in who doesn't even play when he gets playing time because he wants to put the best on the floor. Parents that are upset, it's like, that's not fair. Is it more important to be fair or more important to be competitive? Because Come on, U.S. Selection Committee. Get a thing moving at 800 meters. My ball hawk spotlight moment is this, because I know you got to get out of here. So I'll go home with this. When faced with these decisions, in this episode of Between Bad Choices, when you're faced with these decisions, I love my fraternity brothers and my fraternity, 25 years in the frat, root Q Psi Phi, Q Psi Phi. As they descend upon Tampa, I would love to be there. But you have a very short window to be a dad. In my case, a sports dad and a coach. Take advantage of the opportunity and make the most out of any of those decisions. Instead of making them bad choices, make them the best choice that you can. I hate that I can't do everything, but you can only be so many places so many times. Take advantage of that small window that you have, man, because these are the memories that the kids will hold on to forever. I don't remember the business end of sport. I remember hanging out with my homeboys, talking trash on road trips, the friendship aspect of it, the memories that I created. And so I'm going to try to get to Tampa as hard as I can. But as we juggle as parents, coaches, supporters, contributors, all of those things, make sure that you have a very healthy perspective on what's most important in life. And with that, hopefully everyone's going to have themselves a great weekend. My man Big Flow Show is in the building. I'm your boy, B Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. The Ball, a.k.a. The Mouth of the South, a.k.a. Mr. Success Celebration, a.k.a. Breezy, a.k.a. The Councilman, a.k.a. a man who is very thankful that you all continue to support us. So I ask you humbly and kindly, it won't cost you anything but a few seconds. I ask you to like the video, comment on the video, tag someone, tag a friend, tag a foe, tag anyone that you know, and please subscribe to both our YouTube channel and our podcast. We love doing it. We want more people to see it, more people to hear it. We can only do that with your help. Won't cost you anything. We'll be doing a world of favors to us. Been a great week of the Ball Hawk Sports Talk, where sports, business, and entertainment collide. A few businessmen get together to discuss sports in an entertaining fashion. We'll be back next Friday. Enjoy your summer Friday, man. With that, you know what it is. We is out. Peace.
You there?